I do not take credit for any of the creepypastas I am about to read you. I repeat, I do not take any credit for any of the creepypastas I am about to read you. I got these off of Google. Okay. These are 2-sentence stories. Some of them might be 4. Alone one night. I couldn't find my phone. It finally rang, and the voice on the other line said, "You're welcome." The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. My son cried when I killed both of his dogs today. I didn't tell him why, but last night while he slept, I overheard the dogs talking to each other. When I finally grabbed her, in the darkness, I swam back to the surface. It never occurred to me how fast the ice could freeze over. "Okay, Mama, I will go to sleep and not talk about the man in my closet anymore. He's going to your room now anyway. Right, mister?" A girl heard her mom yell for her name from downstairs, so she got up and started to head down. As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said, "I heard that too." "Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, look to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. Without eyes, it can't see me. Without eyes, it cannot see me. Without eyes, you feel the spoon slip under your eyelid easily." "You stupid B word I can't say," I cried as he tied me to the rails. "Don't you know this mine has been abandoned for years?" "Of course I know," he said, walking away. "No one comes here at all." The heart attack came and went, knocking Mike into unconsciousness, and as he awoke, he could hear the graveyard service around him. Somehow, the casket was translucent to him, and he recognized some of the friends, but his body would never move, and he realized with terror what death really was. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me up. After that, I could barely hear my muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. A wedding photographer was testing his equipment on an old farm where his client's wedding was to occur. That's when he caught the image of a child staring right at him. Asking around, the farm owner claimed to often see the spirit of a young boy wandering the grounds in night clothes. "Can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. She asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. "My sister says that Mommy killed her. Mommy says that I didn't have a sister." On August 29th, 1968, all the televisions in America shut down. There was a murmuring on the TV that some believe was the devil's voice. On television, the televisions were off for about 25 seconds. No one knows what the issue was, and no one knows what that sound was from this TV. I'm not a monster. I only drown the infants that cry. My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask if she can stop, but it doesn't help. I woke up to hear knocking on the glass at first. I thought it was just a window, until I heard it come from the mirror again. On my way home from work, a homeless man showed me a newspaper article with tomorrow's date. It said I was murdered by a homeless man while walking home. And all the time that I've lived alone in this house, I swear to God, I've closed more doors than I've opened. I awoke to the sound of a baby monitor crackling with my voice comforting my firstborn child. As I adjusted to a new position, my arm brushed against my wife sleeping next to me. I'd never felt so alive as when the coaster rocketed towards the tunnel, wind in my hair, arms in the air, and G-force slamming me back into my seat. In hindsight, I wish that I had seen the sunlight glistening on the piano wire 10 seconds sooner. I began tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath his bed for amusement, and see him, another him, under the bed staring back at me, quivering, and whispering, "Daddy, somebody's on my bed." The old gravekeeper did his rounds neatly around the graveyard, making sure nothing was amiss. Teenagers being teenagers, it was his duty to protect the cemetery. But over the years, the larger risks came from the boneyard itself. I love kissing her, the way she moans slightly and shakes just a little. Maybe in a couple of days I can take the duct tape off. I was listening to my wife singing a lullaby to our daughter over the baby monitor when I saw 2 headlights out the window pulling into our driveway. It was my wife. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in the house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. There was a picture on my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there. I can't move, breathe, speak, or hear. It's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face, until one day, when I realized that she was always looking slightly just behind me. That is today, part 1. I will be doing more later. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Happy Easter.